Greetings, my name is Rico Dents, and this is Cancer Emotional Tip number 5. Now, some people have been like, Rico, go take a break and then come back on the Great Ribbon Rally. Another friend of mine is like, I could help you get a job. And that was tempting because I wanted to hang out. He's a good long-term friend. It was like, I could stay here. They're like family to me. Now, I was like, no, I've been given something, a knowledge of something, and I know I'll be making a difference. And last night I slept in the car and I was just frustrated. I was like, I really did not want to sleep in the car. And then the heat is just hot enough that to roll down the windows, I'd love to, but the mosquitoes are there. So I'm like getting bit. And I was just like, oh, this stinks. And it's been tough going to go ask for money for food. Ask for food, ask for gas at the gas station. That's not an easy thing. And then trying to get this every single week, going to state to state to state. And let me catch my thoughts for a second. Going to every single state and trying to pull these Great Ribbon Rallies off. And I'm on number 6 right now. I'm here in Indiana. And sometimes I haven't gotten the amount of people that I'd want or the support yet. But I've also been developing this voice and developing what are the goals and everything that I want to do with the Great Ribbon Rally. And I've already came up with some legislative initiatives. And if you go check out the Great Ribbon Rally, you'll learn more about that. But the reason why I'm talking about this in The Pursuit of Happiness, the movie that Will Smith did, it's about the story of Chris Gardner and how he struggled with his son, sometimes sleeping in the train station or the bus station or the subway, one of those things. But what he did is he worked for Morgan Stanley as an intern for free for I think it was 3 months or 6 months to get this job that he was looking for. Now with me, don't know how long until people start donating and raising money for this. But I know, because I worked at Connecticut State Capitol as an assistant clerk, I know how to pass laws. I worked as a paralegal for an attorney, and I learned how to read some laws, and I learned some of the technicality of laws. I ran for office, and lost. But there's a lot of stuff that I do know, and I've been given this knowledge, and the struggles that I've had to deal with as a cancer survivor, young adult cancer survivor, and just trying to get off my feet because of different laws. My cancer medication costs $11,000 a month, which is crazy. Now, I could go work if I could find a job that pays me $40,000 or more. Anything under that, it's better for me just to stay on state Medicare, where I have to live under $15,000 a year. And these are the challenges, and that's just me. And the mental health challenges that I had when I was working, the mental health challenges that I had, I was severely depressed last year for many different reasons. And I finally figured out what I want to do for my legacy in my life. I finally figured out what I wanted to do for my goals in my life. And that is to help young adults dealing with cancer and help make their lives better, because the struggles I had. And I know people are struggling worse than I am, but they have to fight the insurance stuff. They have medical bills that they have to pay a lot more now, which is struggles for them. Even their health. And then they go through these mental health challenges too that not all the hospitals are quite equipped in addressing, and then making sure that they're getting help. I went to one of the best hospitals in the nation, and I didn't get the mental health that I needed right away. I had to go through the big old full circle to finally find a place at the hospital that I was at that if the doctor would have spoken to me earlier about that, I would have gotten that help a lot sooner. Because I was at the severe depression and needed help to slow down and figure things out. I'm thankful I didn't take any medication, but medication can be very helpful for someone with mental health challenges. So my whole point about the cancer emotional help is that find something that you enjoy or that you know that you can make a difference in, and just do it. I mean, we're all going to struggle no matter what. And sometimes it's part of the life and living life. And as they say in Stupid Cancer, get busy living. And in First Sense, outliving it. So what does that mean to me? Is right now, even though the struggles that I've had of getting the Great Ribbon Rally off the ground and get it going, I'm outliving it. I'm getting busy living. And in a lot of ways, I'm living more than I ever lived in my whole life. And it's hard. It's not easy. I'm thankful for it. And I know my sacrifices today and getting this going to every single state to help make some legislative changes and create subcommittees at the state capitol to deal with cancer, I know I'm working to make a difference. Not just in young adult cancer lives, but all cancer patients by those subcommittees. And it's important. It is needed. So my goal is just to encourage you guys, go find something, even though, dealing with cancer or have dealt with cancer and you have your mental health challenges, because sometimes the emotional happens. The one tip too. This is with K-Love. I called K-Love when I was in the hospital, in the psych ward. I needed to just get myself checked in because I had the thoughts of suicide, just like recurring, and I never had that happen before. And I called up and I'm like, I've never had this situation before in my whole life. And where it's just here. And me being a Christian, and I realized, I talked to the guy, he's like, you know what? He's trying to tell me all these passages of scripture. I'm like, dude, I know this. I am so exhausted. I am worn out. I can't fight anymore. I can't do it anymore. And then he was like, Rico, why don't you ask God how he could use you during this time? I was like, damn it, that's the thing I needed to hear. And I just started praying that and made some changes. And it kind of, one way led to other things. I started praying for this lady, and I was just like, well, Lord, will you teach me to love her the way that you want me to love her? And then after that, I started praying. I'm like, Lord, will you teach me how to love my neighbor as the way of yourself? And then this whole project, I was like, will you teach me to love your neighbor as myself? And then this whole project came to mind, like within 3 days later, and I'm like, I gotta do this. I know I gotta do this. And so, maybe when you're stuck, and just pray. Ask God, how can you use me now? And you'd be surprised what he might do. Well, love you all, and thank you for listening.